And Corla, this week marks the 50th anniversary of the Dublin and Monaghan bombings. Friday, May the 17th, 1974, remains a date marked deep in the psyche of our nation, etched in unimaginable pain and loss, prolonged by a searing injustice. At 5:30 p.m. on that early summer's evening, 3 no-warning car bombs ripped through the centre of Dublin, at Talbot Street, Pearse Street, and at the junction of Nassau Street and South Leinster Street. At approximately 7 p.m, 84 miles away in Monaghan town, a 4th car bomb exploded. 33 people and an unborn baby were killed. In August, baby Martha O'Neill was stillborn at full term. It was the most people killed in any one day of the conflict. And their names were Patrick Askin, aged 44, County Monaghan; Josie Bradley, aged 21, County Offaly; Marie Butler, 21, County Waterford; Anne Byrne, 35, Dublin; Thomas Campbell, aged 52, County Monaghan; Simone Chetry, 30, France; Thomas Crocran, 36, County Monaghan; John Dargill, aged 80, Dublin; Concepta Dempsey, aged 65, County Louth; Colette Doherty, aged 20, Dublin; Baby Doherty, full term, unborn, Dublin; Patrick Fay, 47, Dublin and County Louth; Elizabeth Fitzgerald, aged 59, Dublin; Breatha Bernadette Grace, aged 34, Dublin and County Kerry; Archie Harper, aged 73, County Monaghan; Antonio Magliocco, 37, Dublin and Italy; May McKenna, aged 55, County Tyrone; Anne Marin, aged 20, County Sligo; Anna Massey, aged 21, Dublin; Dorothy Morris, aged 57, Dublin; John O'Brien, aged 24; Anna O'Brien, aged 22; Jacqueline O'Brien, 17 months; Anne-Marie O'Brien, 5 months, Dublin; Christina O'Loughlin, 51, Dublin; Edward John O'Neill, aged 39, Dublin; baby Martha O'Neill, stillborn, Dublin; Marie Phelan, 20, County Wexford; Siobhan Royce, 19, Wexford Town; Maureen Shields, 46, Dublin; Jack Travers, aged 28, Monaghan Town; Breatha Turner, 21, County Tipperary; John Walsh, aged 27, Dublin; Peggy White, 44, Monaghan Town; and George Williamson, aged 72, County Monaghan. Count Corley, these were ordinary people going about the business of their everyday lives in a city and in a town where they had no reason to feel unsafe. Then their precious lives were wiped out. For 50 years, for 5 decades, for half a century, their heartbroken loved ones have fought courageously for the truth and for justice that's still denied. And some of the families and more are in the public gallery with us this evening. We salute your bravery and resilience, and we stand with you now and always. The families have always gone toe-to-toe with the British state that has at every turn blocked the truth, withheld evidence, and prevented the release of important documents in relation to the bombings. It has pushed ahead the British government with callous amnesty legislation to shut down transparency, and the agenda is clear. While loyalist paramilitaries planted the bombs, they were aided by dark-hand agents of the British state. Collusion is no illusion. And yet the British state continues to deny that the bombings in Dublin and Monaghan were part of its dirty war in Ireland. These inspirational families have also been profoundly failed by this state. The initial Garda investigation was so limited in remit as to render it useless from the get-go. And incredibly, it was wrapped up by the August bank holiday of that same summer. Over the last 5 decades, successive Taoiseach have openly admitted that they have not raised this travesty with their British counterparts. Understandably, the families and survivors felt abandoned, dismissed, forgotten, and the absence of the truth hangs in the air around them. It casts a long shadow over their lives. Bernie McNally, who survived the blast on Talbot Street, said, "To deny people the truth is just so wrong, and it will never go away until it's righted. It will always be there. It will always be hanging over us all." This is the weight that the families and survivors carry around with them. The injustice and the contempt that they've faced for 50 years is woven through the fabric of their everyday lives. So it's now time to do right by the families and survivors. The British state must now provide all relevant information, evidence and documentation it holds in relation to the Dublin and Monaghan bombings. The Irish government must insist and press upon the British government that this happens without any further delay. Count Corda, 50 years is a lifetime. Family members of those who died have passed away without ever knowing the truth. Other families have been born, have grown up with this injustice hardwired into their lives. So now is the time for the light of truth. Now is the time for justice for the forgotten.